In pop culture, Norse mythology and in turn the Old Norse language is often featured in the same context as classical Greco-Roman or even Egyptian mythology. But it would be a bit like Kratos fighting Lancelot. Old Norse from a purely linguistic perspective is medieval Norwegian, as in the Old West Norse, the Eddas from which we draw most of the source material from were composed and written in, and from where we get the names of the Aesir, such as Odin, Thor, and Fröja. To put this into perspective, it would be like having Old French in the same context, the language that most of the Arthurian stories were written in. Yes, Old Norse is about as old as French, since early Romance, distinct from Latin, is attested from around the same time as Old Norse reached its recognizable form in the early 800s, the time of the oldest Eddic poetry. And Old Norse in various dialects was more or less spoken into the 1300s. Emperor Constantine made Christianity the Roman state religion in the 4th century, and classical paganism quickly declined during the following centuries. So what about Norse back then, when people worshipped the old gods in Greece, Rome and Egypt? Well, it is kind of pointless to speak about Norse this early, since the radical sound changes that would split up North and West Germanic simply had not happened yet. Sure, the bulk of the Norse mythology was largely inherited from earlier Germanic beliefs, but the language itself changed considerably. If you want to have Odin, Thor and Fröja in the same context as Jupiter and Zeus, they would be called Odinas, Funaras and Fraujo. Well, then you would not be Norse, since, much like French, Norse simply had not developed yet. They were simply Germanic speakers, or perhaps Northwest Germanic, as in all the Germanic dialects besides Gothic.